can make this light.
Whoa! This is an airplane.
Wow! Oh, wow! Wow! It's like a spaceship!
It's time to put the EV interior back together. But with a bunch of new systems in place, getting access to any of the old wiring could be a big disassembly. Half the time I just want to review my labels without taking the whole interior out, the back seats out, all these panels, and that brings me to the sponsor of today's video, DZX TAWS, and their two-way articulating gooseneck borescope. They sent me the model AGC 430N, which was very nicely packaged in this soft shell case. Inside the case, you get some accessory attachments, USB-C charging cable, and a very easy to read owner's manual. I appreciate that. Plus some maintenance and cleaning supplies, since it is meant to go in some pretty scary and waterproof places, just not your body. The three attachments that screw on with this very nice fine thread are a magnet arm, for all the times that I drop a tool and I don't want to pull the engine out just to get it back, a hook for places where my fingers won't reach, and a mirror for spots where you really have no room to bend this little camera towards something. Right away, my favorite feature was this 180-degree articulating camera head. It was like a page out of Jim Henson's Creatures book, and it gives you a full 360-degree view of the area, which is awesome. The 1080p resolution is plenty for me to see in and around these spaces, and a digital zoom on the 4.3-inch screen helps me read the battery box labels behind the trunk wall. The LED light is adjustable, and the 5.5-foot steel line is plenty good at keeping its shape. And there's a button on the screen that you can flip the image so you don't have to turn your head upside down. Speaking of heads, this is a great tool for inspecting cylinder heads inside of the spark plug hole. All the memory is stored in a micro SD, and they gave me a 32GB sized card. Nice. And you can take photos and review them with the monitor disconnected from the probe. It makes it very easy to watch them on the go. It goes places my iPhone can't. It helps me see where I dropped something instead of feeling around blindly. And most of all, I can finally see who's been living in my attic. Check the link in my video description, see the array of borescopes that they have on Amazon, and happy hunting. Let's get on with it.
J'ai trouvé le paradis, crois-moi.
Load up on guns, bring your friends, it's fun to lose and play pretend. It's overboard and self-assured, no, I know a dirty word. I feel blessed. Our little group has always been and always will until the end. Hello, 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 hello. Where the lights are, it's the stations. Here we are now.
Look at me building courage here, driving during traffic hours. I'm on my way to class. I'm gonna see if anybody from my acting class wants to take a ride in this car. That'll be fun.
Oh, and it just like stays? What? What? Wait, what? Okay, explain.
This is a battery box.
Okay.
The motor is underneath it.
Okay.
You can see the side of it here.
What is happening? Holy cow! This is the cleanest engine I've ever seen.
Oh, thank you. I repainted everything.
Okay, so what is this? This is a battery.
That's our regular car battery.
Car battery. And what kind of battery?
Tesla batteries.
Tesla battery.
There's 3 in there, and there's 4 in the trunk.
Okay. So you need 5,
7.
6, 7.
You could do it with as little as 4.
Okay.
But we did a 7. We could do up to 12. But
wait, what's the advantage? Just more power?
More power and range, but there's a weight cost. So.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, and then this.
This is the controller. This is the brain of everything.
Okay.
And it's liquid cooled, so it goes to a radiator, and then I have yet to connect the air conditioning.
Wow, what the
Yeah, I'm excited to show this later.
nuts.
This has been my life.
Yeah, for real, this is your life.
Yeah.
And it's so beautiful.
I'm gonna try to get all the mileage I can out of these moments, you know.
No, for real, I totally get it. This is so gorgeous.
I think
This is beautiful.
I think it's time to go back to class. We're already on.
What? We're already on? Hi!
No, the car's on.
Oh, man.
Isn't that funny?
Wait, the car's on. Wait, there's no noise. Is that because it's electric?
Yeah.
Wow. I feel like so many people are going to be mad at you for this. Dude, that's insane. Oh. Wow. This is good. It's so smooth. Is this normal? Or is a car like this normally a lot?
This is it.
Like, this is it.
What do you mean by?
I mean, like a car this old, is it normally this smooth? Or is that all the stuff?
I rebuilt everything, so
Right,
typically
right.
when you see old cars, they're just whatever's left.
Right.
But
No, I mean
with
like
something
the
like
way that
this,
it's driving. Is this because of all the changes that you made, or?
Some of it is because we've got a lot of
Okay.
weight, but everything's so like nicely distributed.
Nice. Okay, cool.
You know, I don't even have to shift gears. I just do it because it's quieter when you're in fourth.
2 years. 2 years of work. In this car. 2 years.
2.5.
2.5. 2.5.
Years of my life.
48.
1,500 hours.
Jeez, wow.
Yeah, it was like 1,470 a month ago, and so I'm like, yeah, I did it.
Wow. Great job.
Thank you.
So you can fit bodies in the trunk and you can hit someone and they'll have no idea you're coming. It's a really good hit and run car, David. I'm proud of you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you want to go for a drive? Can I record your reaction? Yeah, so unless you do like a Tesla drivetrain, you have to reuse the transmission. So the thing just the motor acts like its own
Gotcha.
engine, and there's a big adapter on it, and everything else is just bolted up.
So cool.
So from the motor backwards, it's all regular car.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
You come here often? Oh, this old thing? Wow. Oh. It was. Oh, wow. Dude, it's like f***ing supercharging. Oh, so sick. Wow.
That's it?
No, I was taking it in, man. It's f***ing super sick. Like, oh my god. And it doesn't make noise at all.
Just the gears and the transmission are noisy.
Right.
But
then once you kind of kicked in, it's like
the city gears too, but then when you get up to speed and you can drop it to fourth, it's silent.
so cool.
So it's noisy, and then four,
it's
silent.
It's a lot faster now as an EV than it was before.
It is because the torque curve is consistent. There's no curve where it's like ramping up. With an engine, you kind of wind it up and then wind it down.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
So having it all just be like 0 RPM full torque, it makes it feel faster even though the peak horsepower is the same.
It's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Super sick. Super beautiful too.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can tell you definitely put work into keeping like the natural look of it all.
So much of it.
But still, I mean it's really cool, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, did you feel like you had to do a lot of research on this kind of car to like keep the original design while you were converting it? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and I already knew a lot about this model because I've restored one, I own another, and then this was like the third, and then the fourth one is going to be an identical model.
This was the first time turning it into an electric car.
First time.
Hell yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, this is amazing.
That sound is kind
It's
of
super.
addicting.
Yeah, it's kind of like your. It's like engine's ready.
Oh,
This guy's ready for Halloween.
Oh, I want to see that. The funny thing about the fire extinguisher in the back is that it will do nothing for a lithium fire. So if we have a fire, there's like, that's not going to help.
Are you legally required to have it?
No, it's just there for show.
Oh, okay.
It makes people feel better, but Shayla said having an extinguisher makes me feel less safe.
That's exactly what I thought.
Now I'm thinking about danger.
Well, yeah, I'm like, I didn't notice until you said something. You're like, I'm like, okay.
But
That's cool. I mean, this is amazing, though. I would love to just take this from the guy. Let's just take it.
I'm excited for the future to be silent and electric.
Yeah. Super cool. Yeah. Yeah. A little turbo rocketing.
What's up, David? Would you have time, or you wanna?
Let's do it.
You guys drive?
This is a ROM.
Oh, it sure is.
All right,
going
I'm gonna
live?
record your reactions.
Please, man, please send it to me
This
later.
is for my YouTube. 7 Tesla batteries, 35 kilowatt hours. Our battery's at 80%.
Way better than Tesla.
Wow, that was fast.
But I'm sure we're gonna get the feel of this thing. It's like old school. Yep, buckled in. Yeah, why
There
not?
we go.
It's for YouTube anyways. And here we are.
Let's see if we can make this light.
Let's see. Whoa! This is an airplane. Nice. This was like an airplane mode.
I have a little more programming I could do with the pedals.
Yeah.
Because I want the regenerative braking to be stronger, so I could do like one
Okay.
pedal driving.
It's
which
got a
would be lot of
regenerative
fun.
braking?
Yeah, so every
Sick.
time we come into a stop, I'm getting power back into the battery.
That's
Just like your Kia, you got a hybrid.
Pretty
or-
much, yeah. Hybrid.
But
And
it'll do
anytime-
full. It'll do like what, 20 miles electric?
About full.
Yeah.
It's like combined. It's like 52, but overall, yeah,
That's pretty good.
that's about that. This feels nice.
Or I could do coast. Or just let it.
Do it automatically, kind of like by
This
itself.
is kind of just no, it's just coasting. This is like very low regen, 10%, and then this will go down to 40.
Oh, okay.
But I think we can go even higher and then get that one pedal mode. Yeah, but I just love how silent it is.
I love. Yeah, it's very smooth.
Oh, are we still on fourth?
How many gears do we got on this?
So it's a 4-speed with overdrive.
Yeah.
We're only really ever going to use second, third, and fourth
Yeah.
because it'll spin. The motor will spin at 9,000 RPM.
Okay. And are the gears on the same spot? First, second, third.
Yeah. So I'm basically just starting here in second,
Cool.
and I'll let the pump turn off, and you'll see how quiet it is. It's just an air pump.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's so
But the
we can-
car is still on.
Yeah, car's still on.
Yeah.
It's just quiet.
Just moved a little. This feels very original and overall
Yeah.
very smooth.
Yeah, the goal was to have it drive like an original
Yeah.
car, but
Almost
with
like it
just
was
the
meant
added,
to. Yeah.
but
Almost like it was meant to be driven this way,
hmm
but just a little spice. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, David. This was great. Thanks for giving me a ride. It was a lot of fun.
You're very welcome.
Of course. All right, does this? Oh, perfect. Nice and smoothly goes up.
It's electric. Boogie, 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 boogie.
Ready?
Crazy. What? Oh my god. So it's still stick shift?
Yep.
And electric?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
What?
And the motor will spin up well past what an engine can spin. So you could be in second gear until you're on the highway. But I don't like to do that. I like to just treat it like a normal oldie.
Oh, wow.
And now in fourth, it's silent.
It is so silent. Was it, in retrospect, now that you've learned what you've learned, is it easy doing this?
No.
Okay.
For a first timer, it's going to take 2 years. 2.5.
Oh, man.
2 years if you really put a lot of time. I took some breaks, you know. Let's get down to second here. I'll make a U-turn. It's not at a price point where it's worth the money right now.
If someone was like, I want my car, I want you to do this to my car, what would you say?
Completely silent.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, wow. Wow. It's like a spaceship.
Yes. And that's actually...
Everybody's been saying there's a lot of room back here.
There we go.
I thought I could do 4 people, but I guess 2 or 3. Depends on how you stack the limbs.
I made an electric car, dude.
Is this like history,
safe.
isn't it?
See you Monday.
See you Monday.
Wait, so the car's on.
It's on.
Okay. Yeah, I'm literally like just over that way. Oh, that's a cool car too. Oh, are they taking them out? Ooh. It's like the future.
Yes.
Ooh.
Is this you?
I'm gonna be right in front of this one, I think. Yeah. Cool.
Enjoy your ride. Yeah, it's fun.
Oh, thank you.
You're so welcome.
This is like
It's literally history, isn't
Yeah.
it? Like, is it the first ever to be done?
This model car probably, but no, there's been a lot of electric cars
Wow.
here tonight.
Crazy. Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's time for a quick little update on the status of the electric car. So it's been driving. It's been 50 miles, I think, about maybe 40 on electric, and the battery right now is reading like 48% or so. We're gonna just get it down to 50 so I can check my battery monitors, my alarms, etc. I had an issue. The tachometer just stopped working. It's either mechanical or the CAN bus system or the driver. So gonna have to diagnose that. Yay. I was so proud of it when it started working. That's disappointing. Right now I'm working on the hat shelf. I've made the brackets for the SONOS speaker, both of them there, and then the larger brackets are on the back side of the speakers. These guys are gonna live underneath on the shelf. I had to, you know, shorten all the hardware and get everything correct. And then of course we have the old holes here and here for stuff. But we're getting really creative here. This is a nice cutout for those bracket bars to come up, and then the speakers will sit on top, and that will essentially hold this cover down. It's also held down by this spot and this spot with 2 pins, plugs. I can actually remove those plugs since we've got the SONOS kind of cinched in place with this whole bit. And here's hoping it all clears, because, you know, it's a lot. There's our upholstery down at the bottom. It's just a fancy black carpet, matching pretty closely with the Volvo wool. I think it's wool or whatever it is. No, I don't think this one's wool. I don't actually know what it's made from, this stuff. But it's fuzzy and it's probably plastic. But we'll go ahead and wrap it. And I'll show you what that looks like right now. My workstation has been getting very messy because I have such limited time. Wow, there's like a pile of stuff on the back of Ivy there. Don't even, let's look at the tools again. There's a pile of parts and boxes everywhere because I am working a show. I'm gonna be stage managing for the theater where I do my classes, my acting school, our little gymnasium. And boy, 2 shows. So all of my November is pretty much taken. I have very limited time to work, which means things get a little messy here, but we're churning and it's looking good. Just talking about this pile back here, and it's time to finally install the rear seat. Fingers crossed. I'm at Cars and Coffee. It's a few days to Halloween. Hello. So we're gonna walk in and talk a little bit. I drove the 164 TE EV today, and you know, the whole point right now is we're trying to get it down to 5% of its battery so we can test all of our systems, yada yada, but we're getting some big voltage dips while driving, and it is starting to get real beepy on the warning lights. Looks like Roger's in the car. Let me go say hi to Roger. I did 30 miles today in the car, and a number that people kept bringing up today at Cars and Coffee was like, how many kilowatts per mile? And that was a measurement I wasn't used to checking. So it seems like we're about 3. But the thing is, I'll demonstrate here. If we dip below 140 an acceleration, the alarms are going to go off. One of the things I don't like about this running the battery so low is that the alarms are set to go off after 5 seconds of low voltage. So you'll see here as I'm accelerating, our LVC is about to kick on. There it is. And then I decelerate and go into regen and the alarm goes away. And that's a bit annoying because it's scary to run the car at such low voltage numbers, but we're trying to get it down. Let's dismiss that. Frankly, Mr. Shankly, I don't remember the position I'm in and why I'm running the battery down so low. I think it was just to check our security systems, but everything's kind of working. So I have to limit my acceleration unless I can go in and program the accelerator through the software, but I want this to not go below 140 on acceleration. And yes, with voltage dipping, as I'm accelerating hard, this will drop down to like 122 volts right now, which could be real bad news for our batteries, baby. So anyway, power's limited right now through my foot. And everyone's gonna be passing. Oh, hush. This hat is not my style, but I like to wear it to represent the brand. Anyway, I remember mentioning that damage is being done to the batteries if the low voltage alarm is triggered, but does that mean that it's happening every time voltage dips that low? Probably, but the alternative to that is I have set the alarms to a reasonable rating. Oh, hush, I'm talking. There. Keeping the car in second gear while coasting at like maybe 4,000 or 5,000 RPM, it's just gonna save me a couple of amps worth of power if I just throw it into third gear, and the transmission gets a little bit quieter too. So in essence, I'm driving the car like a full manual, but now I have to accelerate uphill because we have a hill. That's unfortunate. I know. I know. Dang it, jaywalkers. I know, you're not happy with me. You're low. We're just gonna have to deal with the alarm uphill here. It's our final hill. You can do it. You can do it. I know. I know. I know. 138. One more push. One more push. We're almost there. Range anxiety, activate. Yikes. All right. I mean, at least I know that it reliably works given the signal from the BMS, but we really got to get rid of that and correct the parameters. I also want the pedal to be more one pedal driving. So I've set it up just using the factory recommended parameters where it's like 10% regen in profile 1, and then you click the switch into regen, which is profile 2. And you can actually have a profile 3 if you want to go wild with it, but profile 2, we don't have any more switches here for 3, unless we did a 3-way switch, but the accessory switch is only a 2-way, on off. So our regen right now is like 40%, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna bump that up a little bit, maybe try 60 and see if that gives us more of a one pedal feel. That'd be lovely. I love going downhill. I love regen braking. If you're doing this kind of build, and you have a DC motor, while you don't need the same kind of inverter, you're really gonna be missing out on all the free mileage that comes with regen braking. Just saw this street with all these sycamores and I had to take a picture. Oh, it's pretty out here. This is the west end of Beverly Hills. Except for all the parking signs, it's nice. Look at how the timer is running up now. That's the funny thing about batteries, you know, like a flashlight's dying and then you turn it off, give it a minute to rest, and then you can get power out of it again. Well, that's all good. We're at 144.2 volts. We have a current draw of about 0.1 amp I don't know what systems are in play right now, but all in all, things are running about 0.1 amp with the key off. We're at 159 amp hours used, which is not too bad considering we drove, I don't know how many kilometers so far. And we are at 12.2% capacity. Remember, this is a calculation of the 180 amp hours total and the voltage therein. So 12.2%. Systems are in place. Everything's working out just fine. Look at that. Now we're sitting at about 6 hours of standby time before it's completely empty. And that's just going to keep climbing and climbing. Very nice. So we're pretty much at the bottom of the pack voltage. I'm going to charge it up. It's going to take, I don't know, a full day probably. And we'll measure how well that goes. And it should be fun driving it again, because right now with low power, there is, you still have the option for mostly full power, but it's just kind of sad driving it around with a low battery because of that range anxiety. A lot of things have gone right in our first test drive. A couple of things went wrong. The tachometer stopped working. Don't know why. The odometer's good. All of our 12 volt stuff is good. The heater circuit works really well. It's instantaneous, especially if you put it on high. It'll get hot right away, but it will take some power from your pack voltage. So with the heater this morning and the battery being at like 40 or 35%, I was dipping into the low voltage cutoff alarm. And remember, our parameters are set a little bit above where they will be in the final. But still, that shows me how it kind of behaves before we really, pull the reins, take the reins back, remove some of the limits, and let her run free. So I just want to make sure I have some understanding of the expectations of what it's like to drive this car on the daily, so that I can pass that on to the customer and say, all right, these are some best practices and some expectations where you want to like tailor your habits to protecting the car and its longevity. So I have to go through again and check all of our physical connections on the suspension, the cradle. I want to make sure that the whole thing hasn't rotated at all, because while there is some support, it's still a rubber clamp in there. So I just want to make sure everything is not shifting. I might want to reset it 5 degrees, perhaps even less, 2.5 degrees, because it's a little cockeyed right now. It's starting to bump that way. And with extreme on-off, which you shouldn't really be doing, but whatever. If there's an extreme on-off in torque, like max torque to regen to max torque, it stresses the driveline, so the transmission can bump against things, or the motor could bump against the bottom of the cross member, you know. So again, car number 2, we're gonna have so much more clearance on that. What other things do we have here? We don't have a working temp or fuel gauge. I mean, the temp gauge is working, but it's only going to read up to like the bottom-ish area on a really hot day if I wired it correctly, so TBD. But the tachometer is really concerning. It's either the unit, it's either the tach here, the adapter there, the CAN bus signal, which I hope not. I don't want any problems with CAN bus. I just want to believe that I want to believe that it's the module's fault, but EV West makes good stuff, so probably not. Power steering's okay. It's just meh. You know, once you get a little bit of movement going, and I'm going to recommend sticking with smaller tires because it will keep a lot of the stress off of the shaft. Because if you're really cranking the power steering shaft, it's, you know, we've taken the solid tube, they've cut it, added a motor here, so this part is actually able to spin independently. So I got to clamp that down a little tighter because it's starting to give a little and I don't like that. And everything else is bolted down nicely. But again, that tube is held on with rubber clamps. It's like nylon washers on this side and rubber clamps over here, so I don't want to stress any of it. We don't use the radio yet, the SONOS. You can see the speakers are in place as we showed earlier. Everything's going fine. Still haven't found the shift knob. Still need to do a big detail on the car, but boy, she's pretty in the sunlight. When I was walking around after church today, I was like, wow, this is really an attractive color when it's all like cleaned up, you know? It's just so good to see it in the sunlight. We have our fancy VP floor mats. Let me show you. I don't think VP was licensed to print Volvo on their mats, but they printed 164. Very nice. Oh la la, very nice. I took a lot of adjustment to figure out the pedals because there's a couple of times I went for the brake and hit
the accelerator. Whoops. And you can see the wires here for the power steering, so I still have to make the bottom panels there. I still have to make the side panel there. I have to make the side panel here. I have to make cutouts for the air conditioning lines. A couple of finishing details, like I didn't know if we're gonna have to remove these again, so I didn't put the plugs in, or the little chrome piece on the window crank. That crank is tighter than this crank. These are all little details, stuff that I'm gonna have to fix. It's just amazing having it all together. It just kind of felt like, it almost felt like it happened too quickly, the reassembly, you know? I was a bit in disbelief. I was in a bit of disbelief. Yeah, things are looking okay. Okay, let's check our timer again. Now that we've been really at rest for a while, we're at still 12.2% and 44 hours of standby time, so it's time to plug her in. Inside the glove box, it's all business, baby. We got our anchor, and we have our 2 switches up top to power the anchor and to power the SONOS, but you gotta have key on for these. So that's the off position for both. And just as a habit, I always put it in neutral when I'm parked, just in case something happens, some sort of undisclosed short circuit, and it decides to try and drive through my air conditioning unit on the other side of this fence. Or the neighbor's yard on that side of the fence. So being in neutral is fine because it's disconnecting the physical connection of the wheels. We'll plug in and see how many amps of charge we get when we're at empty battery. Mark this, 2008. I've also not been able to test my cooling system because the temperature outside here hasn't really climbed up above 80 degrees. And even then, with the coolant pump just flowing through and just ambient air temperature, it's not getting very hot at the controller side. Beep bloop. Survey says. Checking, 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 checking. There we go. We're bumping up in amperage. 9.9 amps because we're basically plugged into just a regular 120 volt. Yeah, look at that pretty color. It's one nice advantage to the pre-programmed chargers. It will just turn itself off after it reaches the set voltage. And what else is left on this car? Well, a little bit of trimming in here. I'm going to add some carpeted panels here and here so we're not just staring at kill mat. I have to carpet the entire inside of the trunk. I'm going to have to create the panel for the battery box. I found this on the roadside today, including this mirror, so Dave is still Dave. And pick those up. Couple of trim pieces here. We want to redesign this to say electron injection instead. I'm gonna have to figure out how. Probably hire a local artist to do that so I can focus on other things like polishing the paint, getting a couple of the dents out of the body, and just detailing everything, finishing the trimmings. She's almost ready for delivery. Oh, air conditioning, big one this week. The play's opening this week, so I'll be at the theater every day, which means I have to work every morning, which means I have to focus, which means I need to go pick up a costume. My guy, gotta go by. It's my first time on the highway, mostly out of necessity. I ran out of time after cars and coffee. So the car's doing really well. Who's been living in my attic?
Oh. Well, my mistake. Guess I'll be on my way then. Excuse me.